I know that we're here to talk about cats getting used to the sound of an inhaler being discharged, but do you mind if I share an embarrassing story about myself that's actually directly related to the topic? Oh, wait, hang on. You seem confused. I wasn't asking you, I was asking Poutine's permission, not yours. Poutine's. Poutine says yes. Great. Okay, it's really quick. When I was fresh out of grad school, I had a job in an office, and my desk was set up so that I could only see a sliver of the doorway. This resulted in a lot of colleagues who would unintentionally, at least I think it was unintentional. Now that I think about it, I wonder if some of it was intentional, but that's not why we're here. They would unintentionally startle the heck out of me when they popped in, depending on which direction they came from, because I had no idea they were coming, and I'm a giant ball of anxiety. I had to, very embarrassingly, ask maintenance to rearrange my furniture. My desk had to face the doorway, basically. The point of this is that I can relate to cats that are easily startled by the sound of an asthma inhaler being discharged. It's a sudden noise, and they have more sensitive hearing than we do, so yeah, it's gonna be spooky. Thankfully, there are ways to help your cat get used to the sound of the inhaler. One of them, not rearranging furniture. The first step is getting your cat used to the inhaler being on their face. I'm focusing on the sounds component today, so I'm going to assume that you're already at that point. You can also do this while you're getting your cat used to the inhaler mask, because you need to start helping them get used to the sound of the inhaler without it being associated with the mask, in case they have a really strong negative reaction. This prevents you from having to do more work, because breaking that negative association is not fun. One of your tasks to help your cat is to find a way to create the sound of the inhaler going off in a way that you can control it. There are 3 ways I suggest doing this for purpose of inhaler training. You could set off the inhaler itself, but that will use some of the medication inside of it. You could use something that makes a similar sound, such as a compressed air canister, or you could use a recording. I actually made a video that you can use for the sound of the inhaler specifically being discharged that is designed in a way that is to be used with a desensitization and counter conditioning protocol, which is, hey, what I'm teaching you how to do. I'll explain how to use it specifically at the end. You don't have to specifically use my video because any recording can work, but I did make it because sometimes it can be kind of challenging to find a video that works really well for this purpose. If you use a compressed air canister or another device, the sound may not be exactly the same, but it will be close. Some cats may react strongly to one or the other, but it can be an advantage to use something that isn't actually the inhaler itself if your cat is already scared of that sound. Here's an example of a recording of an inhaler being discharged. And here's an example of a recording of a compressed air canister. Notice that the air canister is slightly higher pitched and the inhaler sounds more, I don't know, airy. The compressed air canister is also a little bit more sudden, but they're both pretty sudden, so they're very similar. There are also other noises involved with the inhaler being set up, and if you go back and listen to the inhaler sound, you'll notice that there's a clicking sound afterwards that your cat should be used to that too. Both can work depending on your situation. Don't be afraid to try one and then switch to another one. To start, you need to test your cat's reaction to the inhaler sound. This part is really important that you follow instructions, so listen carefully. Give your cat a treat or have someone else give them a treat. A lick mat or a treat that will help keep your cat busy works great for this purpose, especially if you don't have a helper. At a really, really, really far distance, and with the device that's going to make the sound either muffled or if you're using a recording, the volume really low. I'm talking like the lowest setting, volume level 1. Do a single discharge and observe your cat. You want them to have a minimal reaction, if any reaction. Ideally, it would be no reaction. Your cat might orient their ears a little bit, and that's somewhat okay, but ideally the reaction would be, I don't care. What you don't want is your cat becoming alert, or running and hiding, or becoming fixated on the sound. If you do this wrong, you can accidentally create an aversion to the treats, so keep it quiet. You can also create more work for yourself, because if your cat develops a fearful response to the sound, it's harder to undo that than it is to prevent it in the first place. An alternative is giving your cat a treat after they hear the sound, so the sound becomes a signal that something good is coming. If your cat doesn't like treats, no problem. You could try a different treat that you haven't tried before, or if they like their regular food, you can try that. Playing catnip, a catnip alternative, petting, anything that your cat likes can work. If your cat is really reactive to sounds, or you have a really small space, you do have some options to mute the sound if you're using the inhaler itself or an air canister. You, hopefully, obviously, are not spraying the air canister at your cat. Make a blanket fort of sorts for yourself to muffle the sound. Closing the door can also work. If you do this, you may need a camera to monitor your cat because you need to keep an eye on their reaction and not just assume that they're going to be okay. I'll link to one that, as of me making this, doesn't require a subscription. So if you're only planning on using the camera for this purpose, it's an easy one to buy. Either way, if your cat has a negative reaction, give them a nice long break, ideally trying it again the next day and giving them a lot of time to calm down with either more distance or less volume. If your cat does well, after about 30 seconds, you can repeat the trial again. If that goes well, awesome. That gives you a good starting point. Moving forward, you'll be following basically the same process. The cat gets something tasty or fun, you discharge the inhaler, you observe your cat, they get at least a few seconds of a break. If there are 2 trials in a row where they don't react, you can slightly increase the intensity of the trial by either slightly moving the sound closer to your cat or increasing the volume. If you're using a recording, I'm not joking when I say increase it 1 notch at a time. And only increase the volume or decrease the distance between your cat. Don't move the sound closer and increase the volume at the same time. That may seem really ridiculously slow, but there's a good reason for it. In order for this to work, you don't want your cat to become anxious. This should be boring. You want to be bored out of your mind. You are more likely to succeed by going slower and stopping before your cat becomes anxious than pushing them too fast. Going slowly is not going to backfire on you. Going too fast absolutely will. This reduces the chances that you're gonna overshoot, and each trial helps them get used to the sound anyway. If you do the blanket fort or muffling method, little tip there, move the sound closer first, and then move it further away when you remove the muffler. Muffler? I don't know. A muffler's a car part, and you're not doing anything with cars, so I don't know what to call it. When you remove the muffle, I think it's the muffle, it will be a bit louder, and the quality of the sound will change, so it will be a bit scarier for your cat. Moving it backwards makes up for that and makes it less likely that they're going to become fearful. Once your cat is used to the sound nearby at a level that is close to what the inhaler actually does naturally, you can begin pairing it with the actual inhaler itself. Err on the side of keeping it quieter. For the spray canister, stop a bit further away. You don't want to do this right next to your cat. Your goal is not to get them used to the spray canister. It's the inhaler, which is going to be a little bit quieter, even though it's going to still be sudden. Once your cat is used to the spacer chamber, mask, and sound all together, you can switch to using the actual inhaler if you're not already. This process should be done in short sessions. I am talking a couple of minutes at most. Your cat may be okay with going for a bit longer over time, but remember that you're likely just doing 1 puff at a time or rarely 2 or 3 in a row. Oftentimes your veterinarian will instruct you to give them a break between dosings if they do need multiple puffs. Listen to what your veterinarian tells you to do. And special thank you to Drs. Wilson and Welch for their input on this topic, because I wasn't sure if there was ever any reason that a cat would need 2 or 3 puffs in a row, and they told me that it's pretty rare. In other words, you don't need your cat to tolerate repeated inhaler puffs. They just need to be used to a single one. Repeating it is part of the process of getting them used to it, though, so you do need to do that. Now, I mentioned a tool that I created earlier for this. Conveniently, it's right here on YouTube, and I will link to it on the end screen of this video and in the description. I'm gonna make it easy for you to find. I have a video where every 30 seconds, an inhaler sound is played. It's intentionally separate from this one so that it can be used as a standalone, and you don't have to listen to me blab it each time that you're using it. Also, your cat probably doesn't want to listen to me blab each time. There's a visual countdown starting 3 seconds before the sound goes off. The sound starts at the 30-second mark and goes off every 30 seconds. You can watch without there being any extra sounds. The large gap allows you to have time to pause the video if you need time to do something with your cat or to adjust the volume. It makes it less likely that you're going to have an accidental second exposure to the noise and your cat unintentionally gets pushed over threshold of becoming anxious. I also added a counter on the screen so you can keep track of how many repetitions you have done in a single session. That's really helpful for seeing your cat's progress over time and seeing if you need to adjust things, because if they can do 5 repetitions one day and the next day they can only do 2 and things seem the same, maybe you accidentally made the volume higher, or maybe you accidentally moved it closer, or there's something else going on. The ultimate goal of it, You can focus more on your cat, knowing that there are built-in checks to assist you. If you get caught up in the mechanics of doing this and fumble trying to make it work practically, it's going to be more likely you'll unintentionally make a mistake. I'm hoping that this tool helps get you started. If you get stuck, getting individual advice from your veterinarian or a qualified behavior consultant is the next best step. This process may sound intimidating, but if you're intentional and careful, and if you ask for help when you need it, you won't have to fight your cat every single time they need an inhaler, which might be for the rest of their lives. It's worth it. Putting in the effort up front is going to save you stress. Good luck with the inhaler training, and I hope your cat is able to comfortably use their inhaler quickly.